we are not just exposing our bodies, we are exposing the rot in this regime, the rot in the parliament, because our parliament had become a crime scene, like it was a house of deals.
In Uganda's tightly controlled civic space, where protesters met with intimidation, brutality, or imprisonment, Norah Kobusingye made a choice that most would consider unthinkable. She used her body as both a message and a mirror, confronting those in power with the shame they should feel for the rot at the heart of the system they uphold. Her story is not simply one of defiance, but of resilience. A young woman choosing to face the full breadth of the state, and not for personal gain or political ambition, but for justice, dignity, and the hope of a better Uganda. What began as a personal frustration over high taxes and economic injustice evolved into a national symbol of protest, stirring the conscience of a generation raised on fear, but awakening to the possibility of collective power.
My name's Norah Kobusingye. I am a social justice activist and an advocate for queer people, the marginalized women. I am from Freedom Hive, Uganda, the head of communications. Yeah, that's where I'm working from.
Anita must resign! Anita must resign! Anita must resign! Anita must resign! Anita must resign!
Norah's entry into activism began in the everyday struggle of running a salon in Kampala. As a young entrepreneur trying to survive under a harsh tax regime, she felt the system's weight pressed down on her livelihood. But it wasn't just the taxes that broke her, it was the silence. And in that silence, she found a voice.
Where are we going, this country? I command you to take back 100 million that you received. I command you to take back that money. Now, it is a command from your voter. The first time that I went to the streets, the first very time, because that first time, I called upon all the first time protesters in Kampala. Like, I became their president. I told them, I used to preach it, that if you are afraid, if you had never been on the streets before, just come and join me. Because I was tired of the high taxes. The fact that when I left school, like when I completed, my dad gave me some small capital to start up a business, because I failed to get a job from my area of profession. Like, I failed. I tried. I moved from media house to media house. I didn't get any job. So my dad was like, instead of sitting home, I am going to give you some money and you start up something. Of course, I knew how to polish ladies' nails. So I started up a salon. From the city, my salon was in the city. But the high taxes moved me to Kasubi. I was in the city. The very first day I opened up my salon like this. The Nabugabo Garbage joint ventures, those ones that collect money for garbage, they came. Like, I had just opened up, even the carpenter was still fixing some things. And then I saw those people showing up in their uniforms. And I'm like, who are you? They said they wanted money for garbage. I told them, but I have not even started working. Like, we are still fixing things. And then they asked me, you are fixing things. Those things you're fixing, they are all rubbish. Like, you need to pay. I paid money. That day, 20K. Like, I had just opened and they were still fixing things. I paid.
July 23rd was supposed to be just another protest in a long line of unheard cries. But for Norah, it became the birthplace of a new movement. Her arrest and detention at Luzira prison, instead of silencing her, sparked an idea that had never before been imagined in the Ugandan resistance space. A nude protest, bold and unapologetic, coded as Gaja Gaja, to evade the eyes of the regime. Born out of frustration, grief, and strategic rebellion, it wasn't simply a performance. It was a declaration that women were no longer willing to sit on the sidelines of political change, that the naked truth of their suffering would no longer be hidden, and that dignity lost in prison could be reclaimed in protest.
Actually, I am the one who led that nude protest. The nude protest, I started that idea in prison when we were arrested on 23rd of July during the march to Parliament. When we reached prison, we were so many, the women were so many, and I was so happy to see that the women were on the forefront to fight bad governance, corruption. I was so happy because back in the days, women were always left behind. Women didn't want to participate in protests, thinking these were riots and things for men. But when I got that opportunity to be in touch with such young women, I sat down with them. We brought ideas. We started talking about these ideas, and then we gave each other positions, what to do and how to dress up. When we came out of prison after 8 days, we started holding meetings at my salon, talking about how we were going to run this campaign of nude protest. We got that name from a legendary activist called Nana Mafilika, who gave us that name of Gaja Gaja.
As her fellow protesters dropped out one by one, terrified of the consequences, she doubled down. Even when only 2 women remained, planning their protest late into the night, she pushed forward. Her determination was not rooted in recklessness, but in the unshakable belief that their protest, no matter how unconventional, no matter how dangerous, could awaken the public. When they finally stood before Parliament, bodies painted, placards raised, voice trembling but firm, they were not just making noise, they were issuing a demand for justice and to be seen.
We do protests when we are afraid, like everyone else. We go to the streets when we are afraid. We do not know what we are going to meet out there because, as you know, we are living in a military country led by a military regime. So we go out there when we are scared, but for the love of our country, we go out there and do it. We had these wrappers. After painting ourselves, we put on our wrappers. We ordered for Uber. We entered the Uber, and then went straight to the Parliament. There's a fuel station there. The guy was trying to ask us, "You people, are you part of the Maji rebellions? Those things I used to read in the history. What are you? Who are you? What are you going to do?" Personally, I never wanted to give him details. I was just quiet on my phone, informing lawyers and everyone. And then our colleague Kemi was telling him, "We are going to protest. You should be part of us, actually. You should join us. We need to do this for our country. We are going to protest. We are going to curse these members of Parliament to stop misusing public funds and all that." The man was like, "It is risky. But what have you painted?" Because for me, I had painting all over my face and everywhere. It was so visible. You do just notice that I'm going to do something not usual. We reached there, and we first said in the car. Inside me, I'm like, "Oh my God, what am I going to do?" But I am ready for the consequences. I am ready. This is what I have decided, and I am ready to do it. We got out of the car. We started moving with our wrappers on. Then we reached somewhere, like we threw them away and we started chanting. We pulled out our placards and started chanting. Of course, my placard caught people's attention. Like it had, corruption has fucked me so hard. I am here to mourn. Everyone was looking at me like, half-naked woman saying this.
We're tired of corruption and it has to be resigned. We are tired.
The state responded not with dialogue but with force. The same hands that claimed to uphold law and order dragged Norah into dark rooms, stripped her of her clothes, her rights, and her dignity. But even behind the walls of Luzira, with its shouting guards and invasive searches, Norah found a way to resist. In humiliation, she found anger. In pain, she found clarity. And in the eyes of fellow detainees, she found the reflection of a nation ready to speak.
Doctors are raping youth that they are supposed to represent. Doctors are raping patients. Lecturers are raping students. Where are we going, this country? All my life, I had never seen Luzira. But that day, we entered in fall in, pair. Fall in, you enter. When you entered, you don't have to go to the offices for registration before you put on that yellow dress. They took us down. For me, I thought, since I'm not a thief or a murderer, I cannot wear that dress. So we reached down there where we are supposed to get the uniforms. They told us they started like, they would tell you, come in. You come in as if maybe they are going to give you something. They tell you, stand there. Remove your clothes. Me, I can't remove my clothes. Why? When you're all here watching me, I can't do that. Remove your clothes, is shouting at you. This one is giving this instruction, the other one is giving a different one. Like they give different instructions at the same time. This one is telling you like squat, this one is telling you stand up, this one is telling you remove your clothes, this one is telling you stop talking, and the other one is asking the question. So you don't know what to do. You just be confused. Stop talking, and the other one is asking you, what should you do? Just remain there confused, like you are confused. They torture you. The first thing they take away from you is your dignity. They make you strip naked, like before everyone, like put off your clothes. Sometimes the men will be there, like maybe they have these men that come maybe to do their computers, mechanics and all that. Sometimes they are there, sometimes they are not there. The first time they were not there, the second time they were there. So you are stripping, like they are telling you, remove your clothes, remove the clothes. Maybe you think maybe just removing the clothes. And they tell you, remove the niqab. I'm like, I am in my periods. And they're like, you are in your periods and you went to the streets? Come on, remove your niqab. Remove your niqab. If you don't want to remove your niqab, I'll slap you. You'll get your senses back. Like, you remove your niqab and they tell you, squat down. Like, you have to squat. Like, I am breathing. How am I supposed to squat? You squat, you woman. Like, you squat. And then they tell you, cough. Like, what am I hiding inside my body? They tell you to cough. You are in your periods. You are squatting and you are coughing. They don't care. Like, I had to squat, I had to cough, even when I was in my periods.
This is your doctor. You were supposed to take them in the court. We have been here from morning. What are you people doing? What is you? How do people have children here? How do you do? We live on you alone. This is not but you're treating them like man.
Yet it was in that very prison, amidst degradation and fear, that something unexpected happened. Word of the arrest spread. More protesters arrived, one after another, their courage swelling the movement from behind bars. For every woman whose dignity was stripped, another voice was added to the cause. And in those cells, resistance did not die. It multiplied. And it reminded Norah that she was far from being alone.
It gave me energy. It motivated me that at least people, all of us are suffering the same. Even though not all of us are coming out to go and protest on the streets. Some people are still in fear, but some people are fearless. They can do something about it. And at least there are people who are ready to do something about it. It motivated me. It gave me courage. And there are people, even those that are not ready to come out on the streets, they supported. They were making flyers for us. They were supporting the fact that even when we were in prison, people who were left behind, they were pressuring the government. And there are so many people that joined us after seeing us protesting. People said, it is possible. The next morning you hear that there are some people joining you here in prison. They have arrested people who are protesting. I'm like, oh, so people are still coming. We spent the whole week receiving new protesters coming in because of corruption. Yeah, people continue to protest because they saw that it is possible. And looking around, they saw that the same things we are protesting against, they were the same things that we are suffering from. So they decided to join us. And that was so motivating. Even in prison, we had to smile.
This was never just about Norah. It was about a generation robbed of opportunity. It was about mothers who buried their children in trash landslides while politicians filled their pockets. It was about youth taxed into silence, communities ignored, and a government that chose repression over reform. Norah stood naked because Uganda's corruption had already laid bare its shame.
The promises have all been empty. Ugandans, we are peaceful people. We are peaceful people that even when we are pressed hard, it is hard for us to do what? To protest. It is hard for us to give such critical matters attention. But if you see us coming out, it means we have things that are hurting us as Ugandans. If you see that your grandchildren are coming out to fight corruption, it means that corruption has endangered our country. Corruption has endangered the development of our country. The root cause is corruption. We are not even fighting to take up your leadership, like your positions. We don't want power. We don't want it. We want you to work on our issues. What's the meaning of having 82 ministers that cannot advise our own president? Like, seriously, Mr. President, you have 82 ministers sitting on that cabinet, but they cannot sit you down and advise you. You have several presidential advisors, but they do not do anything to advise you. They just lie to you. We are suffering as Ugandans, and Uganda is a very, very rich country, but the only thing that is keeping us backward is corruption. You hear that the PDM minister was given 64 million and he pocketed it. He went to Luzira for only 3 days and he was out. Muhanguzi, who embezzled billions of money, he was pardoned by the same president that is promising us to fight corruption. Our own Speaker of Parliament, instead of good connections for our country, she is busy facing sanctions over her misuse of public funds. Our the exhibitions exposed our only Speaker of Parliament, but the president didn't do anything. Even when the numbers were showing that this woman was withdrawing sums of money, huge sums of money, the president didn't do anything. They blamed the homosexuality. Like, homosexuality, the root cause of corruption in Uganda. Is homosexuality the one imposing high taxes on Ugandans? Is homosexuality the one killing people in northern Uganda? Is homosexuality the one grabbing lands from people? No, we shouldn't be playing the victim games, blaming homosexuality for everything. It is time for our president to stick on his promises. He promised that to fight corruption. But when we hear things like blaming the homosexuals and all that, we don't know where it comes from. We do not know. We do not want power. We do not want leadership positions. We want the government of Uganda and those in power to be held accountable for their mistakes, to recognize their mistakes and work on them, to fight corruption, to bring transparency, and to make the rule of law work in Uganda. That's what we want.
To those who fear stepping out, Norah offers not easy answers, but a powerful truth. Change does not begin with fearlessness, but with the decision to act despite the fear. Your phone, your voice, your community. These are your tools. You don't have to be in parliament to be heard, and you don't have to burn tires to make an impact.
The advice I'll give the Gen Zs, because our mothers and our fathers, they accepted this government the way it is. But for us, we are informed. We need to wake up, because it is us that we have. It is us we have. This government doesn't care. If you are going through something, if you see injustices, because justice and change starts with you. If you don't want change, then there's no way you're going to change this country. So change starts with you, within your community where you are. Start informing people, because the government has this habit of controlling the flow of information, feeding people in the villages with wrong information. So when they see you like doing this activism work, they will think, that one they told us on radio, those ones are homosexuals. Like, you need also to learn the art of controlling information, because that's where they are ruling us for over 40 years, in fact 8 years. We need to also learn how to control the flow of information. Like, it starts with you, the Gen Z, who is informed. You as a person, the change starts with you in your community. Start telling people the right information. If they told them that those who are protesting are homosexuals, funded by homosexuality and all that, you tell them the right information, feed them with the right information, tell them the dangers of corruption in this country, tell them how corruption has affected all the sectors in our country, tell them that it's because of corruption that we don't have medicine in the hospitals. Tell them that it's because of corruption that we have bad roads. Tell them the things they are seeing. Don't tell them the things they cannot see. Tell them, you see that road, it would have been made if Intamong doesn't spend 500 millions in a week. Tell them that there would be medicine in this hospital if Intamong doesn't buy designer clothes of 23 millions. Each dress of hers is 23 millions. Tell them the dangers. Make them see the things that they can touch, the things that they can see.
In a time where silence has become the safer choice, Norah Kobusingye chooses volume. In a country where fear is taught from childhood, she's rewriting the script. Her body may have been painted, but her message was crystal clear that Uganda belongs to its people and the people are watching.
All those in power, we are not fighting you. We are fighting the rot in this government. We are not fighting to take up leadership positions. Like, we are not fighting to overthrow you. We are fighting the bad things that you are doing to us as Ugandans. Some of us have grown up seeing injustices being made, being done to people we know, and they did not find justice until they died. People tried and they died in the process of finding justice. This shaped us. We have seen the injustices going on for so long in this country, and nothing has been done.